Ladies and gentlemen, I missed the intro song. I really do. It's a very abrupt start now. I don't know if Emma puts it in later
She
on.
does.
She does? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God, because
It's
I
always
miss
on there.
hearing it. It's just sort of it's abrupt for us to start. Well, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for joining us. It's the September 22nd, 2021. We got the crew here, the usual folk, and also our good friend Jayson Thibault.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be back. Big fan. Long time, fifth time.
You know what? It's a big weekend for a lot of reasons. We were just talking about it. The Giants are playing the Falcons, and probably what is probably going to be the most talked about matchup of the week. Overall, I think all the analysts are breaking this thing down as to like, we got to watch. I mean, how do these two teams stop each other when you've got two titans of force like that going up? And by the way, the Falcons haven't even lost yet. The Falcons haven't even right? You guys even you lost this past Sunday, right? 2 games.
We're 0-2. We're 0-2. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Steve?
But I mean, like all I've heard,
they haven't lost emotionally.
No, I'm saying all I've heard on the East Coast is like sports talk. It's like, all right, look, we're 0-2, but we got the Falcons, and they're talking about them like they've already lost to the Falcons. And that's the surprising thing. I would not put it past the Giants to put up a big old fucking goose egg and get blown, because Matt Ryan can still throw the ball as bad as it's looked for both of our teams.
Yeah.
It's well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we can hash it out. We also
I was just saying the other day that Daniel Jones is the worst Mitch Trubisky in New York, and Mitch Trubisky is actually in the state of New York.
It's a real, I mean, I got on these guys last week about the Bills being a fucking disaster, and they righted the ship a little bit, but it's a dumpster fire down here, guys. You guys are upstate New York, where it's bad news down here. I mean, the fact that the Giants and the Jets are both cataclysmically bad is really like, it's taking the heat off the fact that the Yankees are blowing it. It's, people are just, it's miserable. But look, I'm getting out of town for the weekend anyway. I'm coming to see you, Teebs. We're going to do a show together on Sunday night at the Market in Valparaiso. Very exciting. Yep. And then on Monday, we're going to play golf against each other. Mano y mano. To be filmed.
Do you have a legitimate handicap that I can look up online? I go,
bro.
But I haven't put it in yet. But look at all of these fucking I haven't put in yet. Look at all of these.
What?
And hang on. These are just those. And then this is just full. I probably have 70 rounds that I haven't put in yet.
Okay. Well, first of all, why have you not put them in? Secondly, just do it. You got to get the golf handicap index, the GIN index. You just have it on your phone. At the end of the round, you just put your score in, and that's that. You're done.
Yeah, once I got, it's like, like you don't clean your house for like a month, and then it's like overwhelming. You go, I need to hire somebody to do this. I actually am registered, and I have an account, and I have like 1 round in there, and I go, I'll put this in next week. But I play so much, by the end of the week, I have like 9 rounds in 1 week. I go, shit, man, it's going to take me, I got to hire somebody. I need Emma to put all these in.
But here's my problem. Here's the only issue I have with it. It's like gambling with someone who doesn't really keep score. It's like, how do you know? Like, I'm wondering, like, why you don't, like, do you really count all your strokes? Do you play by that? Because I want to figure out how you want to do this match. Do you want to do it match play style, where it's like, the winner of the hole gets the hole and you go up and down, things like Ryder Cup style? Or do you want to do like stroke play, where it's just at the end of my score versus your score overall?
Now, doing match play, I would still get strokes. Yeah. How would that work?
Match play, you would just, okay, so we would figure out, here's how you do match play. So if I am, let's say, a 6.2 handicap, it's what I am, which is right now not what I'm playing to. I'm playing way worse than I'm playing more like a 9-10. But anyway, that's not the point. I'm not going to bitch about myself. That's on me to get ready. If you are let's say 18, then, so we would do 18 minus 6, which is what?
15. This says this here, which is not as official. This is just the Swing U app. So for like, I don't know how many rounds I have in here. 51 rounds in here. 51 rounds. This says I'm at 18.1.
Okay, fine. All right.
That doesn't include this stack.
Great. Dude, this is like, how do you do your taxes?
What are taxes?
Jayson. I mean, like, I feel terrible for your fucking accountant.
What's an accountant?
So 18 minus 6 is 12, obviously, right? So the 12 hardest holes on the course, you would get 1 stroke on that hole. And so so if say the first hole was the 6th hardest hole and it was a par 4, you would get 5 strokes, I would get 4, and then we would play the hole out. If you got a 5 and I got a 4, it'd be a push. If you got a 5 and I got a 5, then you
let me ask you this and be honest, because I've been golfing for 16 months and you've been golfing probably since the 40s. Which one is most advantageous to me? Because I said it before when we were texting. I go, where we're playing, I've probably played 180 rounds since March. That's not a joke. And I can tell you from the reds, which is 1 tip up from the tips where you are, it's one up from there. Well, right here, this is. When was this? 2 days ago.
Okay.
I shot a 49 and a 46. And that's a very honest, I mean, literally, I write down every single club that I hit, every single everything. 49, 46.
Can I ask a question? Is there out of bounds on this course? No. I'm talking legitimate out of bounds. Do you know what I'm talking about? Not in the water. Water's a lateral hazard. No. You know the difference between water and an out of bounds?
If you have a slice like mine, you know where out of bounds is.
Okay. So there's out of bounds on this course, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling me 49. When's the last time you went out of bounds on the course?
1, 2, 3. Hole 7.
Hole 7.
Time I played.
Last time you played. And what is hole 7? What is the what's the what is it?
See that one? That one you're putting into a clown's mouth.
No, I'm saying, is it a par 4? No.
It's a par 5.
Par 5. Okay, so you got at least a 7 on that hole, correct?
That's exactly what I got as a 7.
Okay, so basically you went out of bounds and then you parred the rest of the hole out, correct? Because I assume you hit off the tee, you went out of bounds. That means you're hitting 3 from the tee now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And then you got off the tee 3, 4 into the green, and then you 1-putted from there. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Out of bounds.
Yep.
4 iron.
Oh.
Okay. So my 4th shot was a 4 iron.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. Okay, driver, penalty. Hang on. I'm trying to read my own handwriting here. Driver, penalty, driver, 4 iron. Right. Okay.
So now you just hit 4. Wait, driver, penalty. So the second driver is the 3. The 4 irons, the 4th shot. Okay. Yep.
Pitch and wedge.
Okay. 6th shot.
Fringe putt, 1 putt.
And off the fringe, you putted it in.
No, fringe putted and then 1 putted.
That's an 8.
Hang on. Driver, penalty.
Okay, ready? Let's do it again. Ready? This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Wedge, so yeah. So you're right.
Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. This right there. We just found one hole that this monkey math is not. So here's the. I want. If we're gonna.
If that's how it is, then I'm actually hurting myself by saying that to you.
Well, but I just don't want to get there. And so that like that day, you're like surprised by the actual rules of the game you've been playing obsessively for the last 18 months. I'm just,
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to shoot by your standards somewhere between a 92 and a 98.
Okay. But there are no standards. There is only the standards of golf. Do you understand how game works?
I'm telling you, if you were keeping my score with your rules,
all the rules of the game that we decided to play.
If you kept my score, not like, trust me, I shot a 4. If you go, hey, if you agree to every single score of every single hole.
Yep.
If I play really good, I'll shoot about a 92. If I play really bad, I'll probably shoot about a 90.
A 90? The second one was lower than the first one.
I said 98.
98. Okay. All right. Well, look, I mean, it's a new course. You've played it a million times. For me, I'm going to be going in blind. So a blind course, I always give myself.
Blindfolded for you would be great.
No, I'm not doing it blindfolded. I basically am. 100 and how about this?
A real man would go in blindfolded.
Thank you, baby billionaire.
Here's what we'll do. Ready? Here's what we'll do. On a par, if I'm blowing you out of the water on a par 3, I can look like to where the flag is, like, right? Figure out where I want to set up. And then once I set up, you could put a blindfold on me and we could play the hole out blindfolded. I got to hit all my shots blindfolded.
On a par 3.
On a par 3.
So all 4 par 3s, you are agreeing to be blindfolded the entire hole.
No. Again, dude, you don't seem to understand the different words that are coming out of my mouth. Here's what I'm saying.
I'm not a smart guy, Steve.
I'm not saying I'm risking, like, if it's close, I'm going to continue to play because I've not been playing that well. So I'm not really, I'm kind of, I have some tune-up stuff planned over the weekend. I have things planned for the weekend. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is I want to play you well, but if it's getting out of hand or, you know, at some point, maybe we can do a thing where you can go double or nothing. Or maybe if I'm down, maybe if I'm like down and we're coming to like the 17th hole, maybe it's a par 3. If I play that par 3 and I can beat you, I can get double the points.
All right. I like the sound of that. Now, stakes of this bet, I think that we have agreed on. Loser can't talk to your sons for 1 year.
Yeah, we did talk about that. And again, I told you.
That would be terrible for me to not talk to your girls for a long time.
It's I have 2 sons and, you know.
Well, congratulations on them for transitioning so young. That's brave.
Well, I'm excited about.
How's your beautiful wife, my good friend Tammy, feel about
Tammy's great. She's doing great. She's, you know, she's doing really well.
House full of girls has to be tough on you.
Full house of girls. It's, you know, it's estrogen city over here, Jason. Dude. Okay. So again, I think match play would be the better way to go about it. I think it would be more interesting. But if you want to do strokes, we can figure out. I mean, if it's 12, we'll do like 12 strokes, and that means I got to beat you by 12 essentially. So that could be interesting.
And I get a stroke on the 12 hardest holes.
Or we can do a thing where I don't know how much time we have. If we can get, you know, an extra 9 and play 27, we can do stroke play, match play, and then, you know, something else.
Here's what's interesting. The entire course is closed that day. It's just us golfing.
No way, dude.
Literally right. They told me, well, we were going to play Sunday, but they got a college tournament there Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night, they're going to aerate the greens. And I was talking to them, I go, you guys can't aerate the greens. So, you know, you can't do it. They go, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll let you guys play, tee off around 9. And then
they're going to aerate behind us. Okay. They're going to start behind us. That's cool.
Yep. So we got Johnny and another guy, sound guy, Johnny's going to be filming. We got a GoPro on our cart, you and I. We're both going to have lavalier mics. Johnny's got a handheld, and we also have a drone camera. So this is going to be shot pretty badass.
I'm excited, dude.
Cool when we're done.
I'm excited.
If there's anybody that I know that would love to watch a video of himself golfing while he beats off in his mansion, it's fuckface over here. You should see the videos. He just keeps sending me videos of himself just obliterating the ball.
I'm just going to try to find some of them videos right now. Hold on. Where's the good one?
You are.
Oh,
I'm not going to say one of them intimidated me, but I did schedule with my golf coach in 90 minutes. It's almost like, you know, you go, oh, you got, like, if a woman has to go to like the Academy Awards and she's like, I got to get a quick Botox session. I got a big thing this weekend. I literally watch your videos and I hit up the golf pro there and go, hey man, what are you doing tomorrow around 2?
Hold on. I got a great one here for you.
Oh, I bet you do. How many times do you jerk off while you watch these?
All of them. All the times.
Are you wearing socks or is that how white your legs are?
Socks. Shut up.
Jesus.
You do have some white ass legs, bro.
Oh.
Let's see you do that with a joint in your mouth. That's all. Now, this is the one that made me call somebody. This one, I go, oh, boy. Good boy.
Watch the fucking balance. Oh. Fucking
good hips. You have good
draw.
Hips on that. I will say you have good hips on that.
Baby draw, dude. Baby draw.
I mean, my ball goes where it goes, but
I can't wait.
Now, you look like you need a new glove. You got a lot of money for that fucking tired ass.
That's my practice glove. You don't think I bought a fucking brand new glove to whoop your ass and drop it there like OJ at a crime scene after? You fucking pussy. Come on now, dude.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Great.
I can't wait,
dude. I'm excited too.
What do you think is going to be close? Okay, here's a good. What do you think is going to be closer, the Giants and Falcons or our match on Monday? Which is going to be a bigger blowout?
It's at Giants, right?
I think so. It doesn't matter. They could do it in a fucking parking lot. They could do it and you know.
I think the football game will probably be closer.
We'll see.
I disagree.
I think the football game is going to be a tie. Okay, let's ask these two, because you and I are very partial. Not about the golf. If you guys, this is a gambling podcast. And I noticed everybody else is in the fucking mansions. You two fucking selfish pricks. I say it every time I come here. Look at Harl. He's got a bruise on his nose. He's still in his fucking mom's basement. This fucking guy, you assholes.
I mean, if it wasn't for Brenton's fucking, I mean, Brenton fucked us again this week. Kind of.
I didn't fuck us. Derrick Henry fucked us. Derrick Henry fucked everybody.
No, he figured out. They figured out they forgot how to run the ball, and then in the second half, they remembered that that's how they are to win the games. They can't give the ball to the guy you drafted at your quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
I don't know if he can have fucking 35 touches for 17 games, though. I mean,
no,
bro, he can. I mean, he can.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if anybody can.
Nobody wants to tackle this man. Nobody wants to tackle him. Nobody in the second half wants to tackle him. That's why his second half numbers are gargantuan.
Brenton and Lucas, if you guys had to put money on Giants Falcons, I imagine the spread is somewhere around 2. I don't know what the spread is of that. Yeah, see what the spread is of that. And if you guys had to put money on this game, where would your money be? Well, I guess technically you do, but you don't have to bet on this one. But if you two were to gamble on this game, what is your wallet telling you?
I got to log back in, but as of last night, the Giants were a 3-point favorite.
And can I just make a case for my Giants? Okay.
Sure.
We are really, really bad. We are bad. And
you're not, though, Steve.
This is the worst Falcons team I've seen in a very long time.
The Falcons are very bad. The Giants are not bad. I think you're cursed.
No,
you played a good game against the Washington football team. You made a couple of bonehead mistakes and you blew it at the end.
And Daniel Jones was not to blame.
Played pretty well.
And
there was a shitty holding call that kept him out of the end zone. That flipped 4 points right there. I mean, they played a solid game. I mean, Daniel Jones could run with the football.
This week, I mean, continue to work on what he's been working on, but I was not.
It's still Giants -3 with a 48 over under.
Fucking, you know what I can't stand about fucking Aikman? Aikman called that Giants game too. He's like, he always hedges his bets when he's like, oh, Daniel Jones running with the football. I wouldn't advise that, but you know what? Sometimes you got to take a risk. It's like, give me a fucking break. Like, just pick a side.
He's one of the better runners in the league as far as quarterbacks running the football. He's not bad. He just needs an offensive line to give him more than 2 seconds.
Shit call on that hold with the Daniel Jones run.
Yeah, it was awful.
I mean, that was like, I was like, you got to be kidding me. And Saquon honestly just looks like a mortal person now. He looks like a mortal run. He hasn't found a hole. He hasn't done it. I mean, one run for 40-something yards, but
he's. If I was a Giants fan, I would be very nervous about him and my quarterback situation. You can't look at Daniel Jones like, hey, we're set at quarterback for next. The way the Bills Mafia looks at their quarterback situation, you're like,
or even the Chargers look at their quarterback situation. They got it solved.
Sure do. But you can't, as a Giants fan, you can't say Daniel Jones is our guy.
But you also can't give up on him. You're 2 games into the year that you're supposed to give him the year to really figure it out. Let him figure it out. I don't think you can put that loss on Daniel Jones.
This one I'm not putting on Daniel Jones.
Really well.
I'm putting it
36, on. You're 36 games into giving up on him.
I'm putting it on. You need to talk to your defense about letting a practice squad quarterback who had one good play the entire game put up the kind of numbers he did.
I mean, by the way, our special teams bailed us out. Gano he's got 38 kicks in a row. He was 6 for 6. So I'm not putting it on the special teams, but DeMarcus Lawrence has got to remember, or you got to stay on. It's like you got to stay on sides.
That being said, I believe in Teague more than I believe in the Falcons. So I think the Giants-Falcons game is not as close as your match.
Nobody's ever said that to me. Thank you, sir.
Steve going in blind. Steve going to be blindfolded for half the holes. I think that match is closer.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, really?
I like it.
Who do you think is going to win the Bills game then? I mean the Giants and the Falcons.
Oh, I think the Giants are going to win by double digits. I think it's a 10 to 12 point game.
Oh boy.
I think Daniel Jones is going to pick apart that defense. I think Saquon's going to have his first good game, and maybe get Evan Ingram back. And if you get Evan Ingram back, now you got even more weapons. He's got a really good rapport he's building with Shepard.
Let's watch another one, dude. You ready for another one?
Now, this is the one I'm curious about because you're not even using a ball.
Yeah,
but you're not going to use
look at the strike, though.
I'll really beat the shit out of you. Like, if you're going to go no ball, I don't even want strokes. I don't feel like that would be fair. You can go blindfold no ball, and I'll just be like, oh, yeah, it went in.
Oh, God. You're done, dude. Look, I think I'm rooting for the Giants. I don't know how they could possibly. This might be the only game they're favored of the entire season. And
it's not true.
I
play in the NFC East, Steve.
I just look at the defense was better at times, but still the offensive line undisciplined. And Nate Solder you talk about someone who's lost the ability to do their job. I mean, this guy looks lost. I feel like he's looking backwards more than he's ever looking forwards. He was an all-pro. He protected Tom Brady for 6 years? He looks lost, and it sucks. But Teebs, are we going to watch the game? What time is that game?
I think that's a 1 p.m. game.
1:00, yeah.
All right. Well, let me know if you're around, because I'll
definitely be around. Yeah, if you want to come, because Johnny will be here, so we can meet up somewhere, watch a game or whatever.
What was the biggest surprise to you guys this past week? As far as obviously Seattle losing or winning, coming back from that much.
Ravens showed me something. The Ravens showed me something. Yeah, especially after coming off a loss, the Ravens showed me something.
Lamar Jackson is starting to throw outside the numbers.
I got to be honest. I fell asleep in the third quarter of that game.
Dude, if he figures that out and he becomes that dual threat, then they're going to be tough to beat. Now, their defense has lost a couple of key guys, so it's not going to be as formidable. But, yeah. I mean, if you get that offense on all cylinders, there's not going to be too many that can stop them.
The amount of quarterback injuries also surprised me. I mean, 7 quarterbacks went down in week 2? I mean, Some of them just, maybe they'll be back this week or whatever, but there was a lot of quarterbacks went down, and a lot of hamstrings. I think so many people with this 17-game season, so many coaches and GMs are like, hey, we're not going to play all of our starters during the preseason. And you're seeing a lot of hamstrings and a lot of dehydration and a lot of, I was saying last night on Punch Drunk Sports, listen to it wherever you want.
Give yourself a plug.
Well, I was saying that last night. I go, it's a lot like, you go running around the preseason now is like, you run around your block once a day for a week, and then you try to run a marathon. Your body's like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Like trying to take a golf lesson a couple days before you're supposed to go play a big match against someone,
Is there a big match?
Look, Aaron Rodgers looked better, although that game was a little more fun to watch. At one point, I was like, oh, man, 17-14. And I was rooting hard for the Lions, and here's why.
So was I.
Because that dude that put that $25 parlay together, the guy, I think he bet, I can't remember where he bet it with, $25. He picked all 16 or 17 games, 15 games. Well, how many games are 16 games on the money line, went 15 for 15. And the last game was the Monday night game, and he picked the Lions. And he would have turned $25 into like $790,000. If anyone can find that that's why I was rooting.
I'd rather lose the first game. I'd rather lose the first game in a parlay than have to go through.
It was all over the internet. It was. I mean, like this guy had a big fucking time ride. And I mean, I'm sure part of the reason he could have turned 25 into 700 and something $1,000 is you choose some underdogs. Like, I mean, there was some upsets this week. I didn't see, besides the Lions possibly beating the Packers, but what was the other big one that I didn't see coming this week? I mean, Baltimore beating the Chiefs, really, when you got Lamar Jackson 5-0 or 0-5 against the Chiefs. So
Carolina just dominating New Orleans.
They're good.
I also called that last week. Do you remember that? What were we looking at here?
Oh, that parlay.
Oh yeah, that's the one
up there in the corner. Wow. And the Raiders are surprisingly good. I not that I thought the Raiders were going to be bad, but I had the Raiders as, maybe 9-10 win team. They look like they might be better than that.
Yeah.
Did Denver win again this week or no?
Denver beat Jacksonville handedly.
And now look, did they play Jacksonville and the Giants? Not much but Teddy Bridgewater's looked good, and they are one of the bigger surprising 2-0 teams to me. That West, you could have the Kansas City, then you got the Raiders at 2-0. Now you got Chargers. Denver at 2-0. Chargers are still really good. Even though they, that was a loss I didn't see coming.
That was a fairly big upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a fun. The two games that I had hunches about was the Carolina game. I said they play well at home against New Orleans, and from someone who looked so good week one, Jameis Winston looked unbelievable week one. Like I was like,
they only had 140 yards. They were just all touchdowns.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, he still looked like he was in command. I mean, being able to throw the ball, not intercepted, not making the right play at the right time, not turning the ball over. And then this week it was just, back to shit city. And I mean, I'm not saying that Carolina team is going to make the playoffs, but I'm rooting for him because I think that Sam Darnold was given a fucking raw deal in New Jersey. And I think that they're going to be a better team than people give them credit for. This guy's not like, the typical college coach. I think he does he's got a lot of discipline in him as well. What's it? Rule? What's his name? Is his name Rule?
Matt Rule. Matt Rule.
But yeah, as far as rookies go, I thought, well, like I said, I mean, Bill Belichick, what he would do to his own rookie, what he's probably done to Mac Jones in practice. Do you know the fucking things that Belichick they probably do, offense versus defense, and he coaches the defense? Do you know the looks he probably gives his rookie quarterback? Do you know the different schemes he probably sends at him? So the shit that I knew what they were going to do to fucking Zach Wilson. I think he had 4 picks in the first half. At least 3.
He had 3 in the first half with 3 completions.
Oh God. And he has nobody behind him. It's not like you can go, hey, let's bring in it's Magic or one of those veteran, road dog guys just always popping in the game. And, he's got nobody behind him. So it's
who do they have? Gleason? Who's their backup quarterback? And is it who is it?
I think it's whoever's closest to the field.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was a very.
It was a historically bad performance. It's one of only 4 rookie quarterbacks to have 4 interceptions in a game, and Lucas and I were witness to the Nathan Peterman 2017 game. We paid good money, our own cold hard cash, to watch Nathan Peterman throw 4 picks in the first half, and I think he had 1 more in the second. Did he have 5?
No,
I didn't give him another chance to get the fucking hatch.
They benched him.
I did see that fat bastard Rex Ryan on whatever that show he does in the morning on ESPN, and he was saying that he had a rookie quarterback throw 4 picks in the first game of the season, and then they went on to win the AFC. They got the AFC Championship with him. So I guess Sanchez must have.
Yeah, so Sanchez was one of them. Wilson, Peterman, and I believe the 4th was another Jet.
Makes sense. It just I saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
And it was, let's just hope it didn't damage his psyche. I don't think it did, but it's fucking brutal.
Brent, you're right. It is 5 interceptions.
5. Yeah. They let him come
wow.
back.
We were all screaming to bench him.
Right, screaming to kill him.
Pretty much. I mean, it was bad, dude.
Guys, as Bills fans, I have a question because this constantly comes up in my feed with the Bills Mafia, just because I follow so many NFL things. What is it with you guys slamming people on tables that are on fire? You ever see that shit? Like every pregame, like
it's a way to we bring the community together. It's cold in Buffalo, so you light the table on fire, warms you up. It's just a nice tradition.
There's got to be some fucking unruly fighting going on, though, too.
Our local carpenters who build those plastic tables by hand. It's good for the economy.
Okay. Oh, those are American built.
But you guys have to be happy that you righted the ship this week. They look good. Stephon Diggs had a touchdown. He spread the ball out. How many? He had 3 or 4.
Diggs had a ridiculous catch. I don't understand how he got as high as he got to get the ball.
Singletary had a good game as well. Singletary.
The offense is still not completely in sync, and Allen's timing is a bit off, but they looked much better. The offensive line did a better job. The defense, I think we're looking at what they were, 4 or 5 years ago when they were considered one of the best in the league. They really shored up 2 weeks in a row, you've held the running backs under, I think, 50 yards. So very excited about the defense. I think
Who do the Bills have this week? Who do you guys have this week?
We have the football team, but we're at home against the football team.
It should be a win.
Come on.
So a question, how does that work with the 17 games? Why is Buffalo playing the football team considering we're playing the NFC South this year? Did the NFL just randomly pick an extra game for teams to play? Is that how they did it?
I think so.
I think so. I think your one off game, it was just randomly shows. I think. Yeah, because
do you want to choose another team? Do you think the fans should be able to vote for that one team that you get to play extra? Yeah. I didn't get to see the one game I missed that I want to watch the highlights from. I didn't get to see Justin Fields. How did he look in Chicago? I missed that whole game. I mean, I heard it was not great, but also he wasn't given much to work with. He came in sort of abruptly, right? Didn't Andy Dalton got hurt?
Dalton got hurt, but it was a very weak injury. He should be okay to go this week, but I think maybe mentally he doesn't want to because he's getting booed every time he steps on the field. They want Fields, so
that's so tough.
Maybe like his excuse to just kind of back up.
Yeah,
then there wasn't a lot of mention. Like he was playing against the team that he was the quarterback of for 14 years.
Yeah,
and I watched that game because that was the local game that was on here. I had like Falcons game, but that Falcons game was a late game. So the Bears game was the early game. So I was just watching that game on TV, and I go, how is nobody mentioning all I've heard about for the last 4 months is when is Tom Brady going back to New England? And Cincinnati comes to Chicago, and all they talked about was Fields. I go, this guy's playing against the team that he built his entire career on, and no one's even once mentioning. They didn't show one thing of him shaking anybody's hands or talking to ex-players. He was a Bengal. I mean, he's a Cowboy, then a Bengal, right? Wasn't he a Cowboy for 1 year?
Yeah. He probably doesn't even know anyone left over there from the other team. Maybe. Who knows?
That's how it goes.
AJ Green's gone, right?
He's in Arizona.
Yeah, so it's like, who's left that he probably is fans with. Fantasy-wise, speaking of this way, I had a great week. Well, decent week.
I did not.
The fear boners came out of nowhere just taunting me. And and they barely beat me in our league this week. So yeah, my comeuppance came a little bit, but I still put up 124. I'm very happy about that. The Punch Drunk League, that one I did pretty well in too. Fuck.
I got beat by Tripoli in that.
Hold on.
The Ku Klux Klan has not been doing as great.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have taken that kicker with the first pick.
I did it in all 3 leagues. And I had the first pick overall in 1 league. But I've been talking about it so much on Punch Drunk. I'm taking Younghoe Koo with my first pick, no matter what, to lead the Ku Klux Klan into victory. And I told so many people, anybody that wants to be in the Ku Klux Klan, all you got to do is send me a screenshot that you took Younghoe Koo with your first pick. And if you didn't, You can still get in the Ku Klux Klan, trade your first round pick to whoever has Younghoe Koo, and then you're in the Klan.
He's available in one of my leagues.
Well, if you pick him up, you can be in the Klan.
Hold on.
We have uniforms and everything.
Yeah, no, this week,
he's available in the What's the Odds League.
Well, what's the odds you're about to pick him up right now? Probably pretty good.
Yeah, no, I won again.
I may go get him.
I'm playing fucking Tripoli this week.
Oh no, I can't.
Please beat him,
McManus.
But in full disclosure, I do have to give a shout out. I was at a party the night of our draft. It was like Memorial or Labor Day weekend. So my buddy's 16-year-old son, Christian, shout out to Christian L. He's like, he knows a lot about fantasy football and football, so he drafted my team for me, and we have murdered the first 2 weeks. Threw up a 170 spot and then a 144 spot. So 2-0 in the Punch Drunk Fantasy Football League. Come get some, bitches.
I just want to make sure that I have this right. Just I was writing down some notes real quick. You are bragging that a child drafted your team, and you're bragging how good you are.
Much like in the pilot episode of the league.
Yeah, I was going to say this is not original television.
Well, I'm not saying it was. Hey man, first of all these fantasy leagues during Labor Day weekend all want to have their drafts. It's like this is not I'm East Coast. I can't do it when you guys when it's on my time. I got to be drinking, so I didn't want to drink and draft, and so I figured the best thing to do is have someone knowledgeable that was sober. And he was the best available choice. And by the way, don't fucking complain because you're losing to a fucking 16-year-old that knows more about it than you guys.
Okay. I didn't lose to a 16-year-old. I lost to a fucking 48-year-old maniac, Sam Tripoli.
Well, guess what? Fucking Tripoli's going to lose to me and the fucking Boy Wonder this week. So how about that?
Please.
And also, every decision I've made since then, it's been completely up to me. Although I haven't moved anyone. It's been perfect. So
yeah, just wait till the injury bug hits.
All right, let's get to Ryder Cup for a second. I want to go over. This is the week of the Ryder Cup. It's the big thing in golf. It's team play. It's USA versus Team Europe. It was supposed to happen last year, but obviously COVID, they pushed it to this year. So now it's the week of 2 girls, 1 Ryder Cup, and I'm very excited about it. It's in Whistling Straits in Wisconsin, right? I think it's Sheboygan. I don't know. It's on the fucking lake. And it looks
not too far from where you're gigging this weekend.
No, I'm in Milwaukee. I'm like an hour and 15 minutes away. So I'm excited. I'm a junkie with this stuff. I can't wait. There's some great side stories. You got Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka on the same team. Apparently they've worked it out. They went to dinner. They talked a little bit. Yeah, they went to dinner and I heard they talked a little bit. And, I saw them talk. There was a clip of them talking on the driving range, and then Brooks walked away, and then people kind of said something, and then Bryson turned around and was like, look at that. And people started clapping it's a thing where they have to put their best foot forward because you never want to get embarrassed. None of these team play things you ever want to lose every fucking game, every match, and have it be over early on Sunday. You don't want that to happen.
Right.
So on paper, the American team looks unbelievable and almost as way better, I think, top to bottom than the European team. Although
considering it's What's the Odds podcast, what are the odds of this Ryder Cup? How favored? I assume USA is favored just because what you're saying. I look at that team on paper, I go, shit, this is an all-star team.
Yeah, no, I think that the USA is favored. I haven't pulled up any odds or anything, but they Europe has, this is a course on the water, so it's a linksy style course, and Europe is very good with that linksy style. Although it's not a traditional links because it's not really on the ocean, it's on water. But they if the wind gets going and howling, it can be a 20-30 mile an hour wind. I think that sort of would start to favor the Europeans because they're more used to that sort of weather. Although, because the course is in America, they'll set it up the way what favors the American players, which is long and, decently sized fairways and not too hard or rough and some gettable greens. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the matchups are. They're going to be all Thursdays, 4-ball, and I think best ball. And then, you move on Saturdays, 2 different formats. And then Sunday is singles, 1 versus 1, much like our match on Monday. But yeah, it's to me, it's going to be fun to watch. I did what did I do? Yeah. So let me pull up my Kent Brown, our good buddy, is doing a Ryder Cup pool. And I think we should put an entry in. Now, I put in my entry. I think you guys should do an entry. And then let's see if you guys, the three of you, can beat me. I'll put your fee in for you. But let's pick the players. So you get 2 players selected from each tier. And how it works is best score I'm sorry. If you get a win, you get 3 points. If you get a half, you get a half a point. And if you get a loss, you get -1 point. So tier 1, your players to select from are Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantley, Xander Schauffele, John Rahm, Victor Hovland, Rory McIlroy, and Terrell Hatton. You guys can pick 3 out of those guys.
Colin Morikawa.
Morikawa is Lucas's pick. That's one of them.
Give me Rahm.
Rahm is Brenton's pick. That's the second one.
I'll go DJ.
And DJ is your third pick. Great. I'm not writing this down, but I'll go back and listen to it in a minute. All right. Because it's very easy to remember because I had the same one except for DJ. I had Cantley over DJ. So, all right. Tier 2, you can get 2 of these guys. Justin Thomas, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Tony Finau, Paul Casey, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Lee Westwood, Tommy Fleetwood. You get 2 of those guys.
I like Fleetwood's hair.
Yeah, he looks like Jesus.
I'll go JT.
Justin Thomas. You get 1 more.
I do?
Well,
I'll go Koepka then.
Justin Thomas and Koepka. Okay. And in tier 3, Harris English, Jordan Spieth, Daniel Berger, Scotty Scheffler, Shane Lowry, Sergio Garcia, Ian Poulter, and Brett Wiesberger. You get 2.
Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler, the rookie. And
I'll go Spieth.
Spieth and Scheffler it is. And I think they're going to be paired up at some point. So, all right, I'll put your guys in. We'll see who does better. And I'll steal your money if you win. Court won the fucking thing last time.
I remember.
That's why I'm not having him on the podcast. I don't want to get told who the winner is again.
Yeah, the listeners would hate to know who's going to win ahead of time.
I know. Yeah. Good old spoiler alert. Fucking
yeah, spoiler alert McCown fucking ruining everything for us by telling us exactly what's going to happen.
They hate making money on this show.
Who wants foreshadowing on a gambling podcast?
Who wants great intel on a gambling podcast? I don't need that kind of shit.
That guy's literally like 9 out of 10. He gets it right.
By the way, I got it right too.
I don't understand how he's not in Vegas making tens of millions of dollars every year.
Do you know what this is like? This is like when everyone's like, oh, Steve knows about fantasy football. He should do a podcast. And then you were like, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll do it. And then one day you were like, I'll show him. And you fucking went out and won $1 million. And now you're walking around like king fucking shit. All right? I know golf. I know it. And I will prove it.
I'm not saying you don't know it. I'm just saying Court must know the guy who fixes these matches, and he gets it right literally every time.
I get it right too, almost as every time as well. So I don't want to hear your fucking bullshit. Oh, infuriate me. What's the odds the Yankees make the playoffs?
They're still in it.
I know. What are the odds they make the playoff?
I'd say it's about like there's like a dozen games left.
Yeah, okay. and they're all against.
They're half a game out.
All we play left is Toronto, Boston, and Tampa. So
they have their fate is in their own hands. So it's 50-50.
It's 0. It's 0%.
You honestly believe it's 0?
I don't.
They don't have so much firepower.
Yeah, but none of it is firing, and all of it doesn't fire at once. I mean, how Elon Musk can get 4 fucking people into space that are not even astronauts and get them down safely, and the Yankees with unlimited resources can't put fucking a team together that looks good on the field. They just can't do it. Everyone either breaks or isn't having a good year or isn't having a good fucking moment, wings, times, problems, ankle, this, that. I'm fucking sick of it, dude. Give me 23, 24 Brett Gardner scrappers, and we'll go out there and win something. I can't take it anymore. I really can't. Jonah and I were having this conversation, like, where would you retool? It's like, I can't look at one area and go, all right, it's perfect. We're good. At least for 20 years, you go, all right, we're good at shortstop. We're fine there. Give me DJ LeMahieu at any position and put Aaron Judge out in the outfield. And beyond that, and Garrett Cole on the mound, beyond that, it's all up for fucking grabs. So, yeah, but the playoffs have started for the Yankees. And do I think they make it continue on in the playoffs, into actual playoffs? I don't think so. Not the way they lose these fucking games. Toronto comes back and mashes people. They put up numbers, dude, and they don't give a shit. They don't care about the pinstripes. They don't give a shit. My dad's a Hall of Famer. That's what they say. My dad's a Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck about Mickey Mantle.
Do you think this is the kind of thing where if they do squeak in, and then they just get worked by somebody?
Yeah, it's almost as bad. Like, it's done. Someone's gonna go. It's probably gonna be Aaron Boone. Someone's gonna have to pay because there's no way I do not. I guess the big question: do I see them turning the ship around and making a run in the next 2 weeks that sends them into the playoff? Because if they go into the ALCS or the World Series, of course you wouldn't want to play them. Because they are stacked. And if they get there, it must mean they're playing well enough. They're not going to sneak their way into the World Series. So I don't think they have the time or really the ability right now to turn this fucking thing around. And I hope that they prove me wrong, and I hope I'm fucking eating my words in a month, but I don't think I am. Let's get back to football. Let's make some picks so Thibault can get to his fucking I assume it's a lady you take a lessons from, right? I assume this is like no. Reverse Tin Cup. Where like she's a golf pro and you're the loosey-goosey fucking guy who wants to get a lesson, and you're going over there to charm her with your
paying her with cum. I'm paying her with cum.
Dude, my GM is 16 years old. He's listening to this fucking podcast. Please.
That's why I'm taking lessons from your GM.
Bitcoin and cum. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's a good name for a podcast. Also,
Elon Musk and Jayson Thibault are Bitcoin and cum.
I want you guys to be on my new podcast, 10 Guys, 1 Bucket. Do you want to know what happens in that, Steve?
No, I don't.
Let's see if we can get Steve to puke.
No, I don't. No, we're not doing that. We're not on my own podcast. I'll turn this fucking thing off right now. I'll cut you off, please. Let's try to make Lucas some money if we can.
Let's. I'm rooting for it every week. Every week I tune in. I'm not shitting you. I play golf every Thursday, Wednesday, whenever yours comes out. And I usually record on Wednesdays. And whenever I'm golfing, I go, oh man, come on, hurl, baby.
And we had it.
Hurl one.
We got a little cocky with it too. And you know what? Like Lucas puts up the money signs. I mean, what was it? By the end of the first half of the Tennessee game, it was up by what? 14 points. And we just shot our load. All right, let's pull it. We're using BetDSI?
Yeah.
Let me pull up the odds. Okay. No, not Bed Bath & Beyond. God,
That's one of my favorite Simpson jokes. When Homer wanted to get a gun, and the gun store he went to was Blood Bath & Beyond. and he goes in, and they go, okay, sir, it's going to take 5 days for you to get approved for your gun. And he goes, but I'm angry now.
I've been doing so much. We're redoing our kitchen, so I'm like, fucking, yeah. And I'm also getting together a new studio. This is not going to be the permanent situation. I'm not going to be living in the middle of a T-Rex's fucking stomach. So, all right, BetDSI.
It's unfortunate. I don't see the game that I want to bet on listed right now.
Which is what? What game you got a boner for here, bro?
I've got a boner for the Bengals this week. Going into Pittsburgh, Ben is beat up. His pec is hurting. Deontay Johnson might not play. Derek Carr just picked apart that defense last week. And Burrow is going to have a bounce back with 3 very good receivers that are going to be able to run all over that secondary.
Are you kidding me? You're fucking jumping on my Cincinnati bandwagon right now. I picked them week 1 and I won, dude.
That doesn't mean I don't ever get to pick them the rest of the year. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's like, hey, I just broke up with my girl. You can wait a fucking second, bro. I mean, week 2, you're gonna come back at. I mean, all right. I do like the call though,
but it's not there. The Bills game isn't on there either. I'm only seeing maybe. Are you guys seeing more games than me? I'm seeing we got the Colts, Titans, Falcons,
I got all
Giants.
The games.
I don't have all the games.
I got Panthers, Texans, Arizona, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Detroit.
I like Arizona over Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's in a world of trouble.
That's a big spread, though.
It is.
If you're taking them on the money line, fine, but 7.5 points.
I only have a 7 here. I'm looking at 7.
I like 7. If that was 8 over, if I was 8.5, I probably still wouldn't be scared.
Here's why that 7 doesn't bother me, because I feel like best case scenario for Jacksonville is that they turn it into a shootout, because neither team they can get to Arizona's defense. But if they turn into a shootout, I think they still lose to Kyler Murray. And if it's a shootout, I think they definitely lose by at least 7 points. So I think
Chandler Jones is on pace for 84 sacks. I mean, that could slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to beat the sack record by 60.
He had 5 the first week. What did he have this week?
I don't know if he had any. I know he had 5 in week 1 though. But even if he had 2, even if he had 1. But somebody has 5 sacks week 1 and you're a defensive coordinator. Week 2, you're playing that team. You go, well, let's send some chip blocks this guy's way, huh?
Yeah, we got to double team this fucking guy. Well, then he got JJ Watt on the other end. That's the problem now.
I know. I think I'm a believer in Arizona. I know they're in a tough conference, but I think they're young and they're just dumb enough to believe.
AFC West, NFC West. I mean, both those divisions are stacked right now. Both playing well.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
I like.
So are we taking Arizona -7?
What do you think, Lucas?
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it too.
Okay.
I just found this interesting article. Who do you think the richest Jones brother is? Chandler Jones, John Jones, or Arthur Jones?
Hold on. Oh, I thought you were going to say Steve Jones.
John Jones has had a lot of legal fees. He's lost a lot of money doing dumb shit.
Chandler Jones, and who's the third one?
Arthur Jones, the oldest brother.
The Patriot. Well, anyway, he was a Patriot for a while.
Well, I'm going to say Chandler was too.
Chandler's.
I'll say Chandler.
It is
actually Arthur.
Arthur is the richest Jones brother. I was surprised by this.
Wow.
Who's second?
Yeah.
Who's second?
John Bones Jones.
Okay.
Wow, I was wrong.
Wow. But I would have never have guessed that. I would have done it I would have done that upside down.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said Chandler, John Bones, and then Arthur. But
I want to get you guys' thoughts on my pick. And I unlike everybody else in the world, I do not believe that Tampa's going to go fucking 17-0 this year. And I like the Rams +1.5 at home to beat Tampa this week. Tampa, although played well both weeks, obviously looked good. Offense looks good at times. The defense has not looked great.
Lost a starting corner.
Yes, the defense has not looked as great. And I don't think that they are as good as they were last year. And I think they are vulnerable. And I think that I feel like Sean McVay has something in him that he wants to. He obviously wants to avenge a loss to in the Super Bowl to Belichick, but I think part of that is to beat Brady, to prove that he can beat Tom Brady. And so I think he's going to really, and they got a great team and they got a great quarterback now. Everything seems to be working over there. The running game's working. The defense looks great. So 1.5 points.
I like it.
Basically a pick 'em, but I think that. I don't even know if you'd make that much money if you just took them on the money line, but I think that the Rams are going to win. I really do.
It's a really high over/under too, 55.5 with 2 very good defenses.
Yeah, I'm not really like I can see it being I don't have as
I mean,
much.
the Falcons almost scored 30 on the road against Tampa. One of the worst teams in the NFL almost scored 30 against Tampa on the road.
Yeah.
You don't think the Rams at home have the capability of putting up 30 points?
Yeah, but I do see Tom Brady putting up some points.
I don't think
too.
this game shoots out. That's all I'm saying.
I see what you mean.
I think we're going to see Tom Brady throw 2 interceptions. He can't.
I
have
a less of a gut feeling on the over/under than I do that the fact that I think the Rams are going to beat Tampa.
I like the Rams in this. I like what you're saying, Steve.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, that's our second one. That's mine.
How many do you try to do?
We'll do. I guess we'll. I mean, we can look at.
We each get a pick. So I was in the wrong sports book, and I do see Cincinnati +3 now. But also, I like the Giants -3 at home.
Oh God,
I don't.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither. Because
Don't do it.
I'm gonna go.
You know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I don't like that. Because there is a very, 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 very strong possibility. That they not only lose, but obviously they still won't cover. Like they're going to lose and not cover. I'm going to be double disappointed. I don't think they're going to cover, dude. They're not going to cover 3 points. This is going to be
both those teams are so bad, it could go any way. Falcons could win by 20. The Giants could win by 20. It could be 3-6. It could be 35-27. That game is so wild because both teams are so bad at so many different aspects of football that anything could happen, in my opinion.
I mean, I watched both Giant games intently, and I've watched a little bit of that the rollover that the Falcons took from the fucking the Bucks. But you know, I don't really know. Tampa. I mean, Atlanta could come out, and I still believe in Matt Ryan more than I believe in our quarterback. So. I mean, look, do what you want, but.
Well, no, I'm going to go. Cincinnati was my gut pick. And now that it's on there, I'm going with the Bengals. I think we should also just take the Broncos on the money line just because.
It's Bengals against who? +3?
Bengals +3.
Against who, though?
They are going on the road to Pittsburgh, but Ben is hurt. And I rewatched that Raiders game yesterday, and my God, he can't throw anymore.
Well, he got fucking mashed, dude. Yeah. He got hit probably 40 times.
He's got a pec strain. He's probably going to play through it, but we don't know how efficient he's going to be. And even when he was healthy, he didn't look good at all throwing the ball anywhere farther than like 7 yards.
Although Najee Harris looked much better this week.
If he goes out, then you got Mason Rudolph and the season's over.
No, Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins? Yeah. So either way, the season's over for the Steelers.
Well, that's what he's on depth chart. I just read that this morning. He's listed as their third on their depth chart.
Okay, which really just means Rudolph.
It really just means he's probably the better athlete, but he's least familiar with the playbook.
Yeah,
that's what that's what I get from that. But it just takes one interception from Rudolph or 2 bad series, and then you got Haskins and they're running all over the field. But you know, if it's a Steeler,
the ball over.
If it's a Steeler game where you're working 3 quarterbacks, and that's not going to be a win. I like that. I like the Bengals. I think the Bengals are a more disciplined team.
And this is like a big brother, little brother situation like the Browns were in last year, where it's like the Bengals can smell blood in the water, and this is their opportunity.
Yeah. Not unlike the Ravens against the Chiefs.
The Broncos are, I mean, I don't know if they beat them by 10.5, but yeah, the Broncos on the money line.
Throw them on the money line, and that's free money.
Maybe.
They're at home. The Jets are god awful, and the Broncos have one of the Broncos have the most underrated defense.
Take the money line because you could be 10 is a lot, man. You can be up by 7 or 8 and just start killing the clock and not trying to run up the score. This ain't college football. College football, you got to run up the score so you can get higher in the rankings. NFL, you just want to get a win and get the fuck out of Dodge. So you know they're up 8 with 4 minutes left. You ain't hitting fucking 10.5. I like the money line on that, though. I don't think the Jets could beat the Comedy Store flag football team.
What do you like in Dallas, Philadelphia? Not that we have to bet it, but I'm interested as to who you think is going to win that game.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Oh, okay. That was quick.
I don't like that half-point hook, but Dallas is going to win the game.
I agree.
All right. So
Philly is better than I thought they were going to be, though. I'll say I've watched 2 Eagles games. I mean, they beat the Falcons pretty handily. And then, I was just watching Red Zone and seeing, caught up. I think Jalen Hurts looks a lot better than anybody thought.
Hey, what's going on with Red Zone? Why did they no? Where's Siciliano?
Siciliano's there. What are you talking about?
I had a different guy last week.
Different guy,
You got on the DirecTV one?
Yeah. Well, it was some other guy. What was his name? Like
not Hanson.
Yes. No, it wasn't Hanson.
That's the other Red Zone.
Yeah, that's the fantasy one. It wasn't Siciliano though. Some other guy. Yeah, you had him too, Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas, you good, by the way? It's good. I don't want to get personal, but you all right?
Yeah. I had an accident in the shower, but I'm okay.
All right. That's what my cousin says.
Yeah, you got to stop doing yoga in the shower.
That's what Steve's GM says every morning. What's taking you so long in there? Oh, I had another accident.
Damn, dude.
Is there a game that you like, Lucas?
Yeah, I like the Raiders over the Dolphins. Did you have the spread at 4?
I like that too.
Hold on.
Like is the spread still 4 points?
Why is it not on here?
And Tua's
I didn't see that one either.
Banged up ribs for Tua. I love that pick, Lucas. That might be my favorite. So might be my favorite pick of the week.
Yeah, I might have to write these down, and we might have to put this in when they list that game because
I don't see that one either
at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that gets to more than a touchdown, I'm not as confident. But if it's still 4 points, I think the Raiders.
Do we know yet if Tua is going to play?
Tua's not playing.
Okay, so the Dolphins, I like their chances a little bit more without Tua. But the Raiders still win that game.
Isn't that so funny? They spent 2 fucking years tanking to get that guy, and immediately wanted to get rid of him.
And they can't wait till Deshaun Watson. I bet you they're paying half these legal fees. Why doesn't he go to?
I just think he finally. Deshaun just finally had gotten beat off by every massage parlor, and he goes, I need a new city. I'm running out of hands.
He should call Robert Kraft. They can figure it out. Yeah, there you go. Look, I think, I think that Las Vegas is for real. Unbelievably.
I kind of do too.
We're 2 weeks in. Let's not get
but
crazy.
Carl Nassib looks like
their defense is still not great.
Some of these guys the defensive line is playing really well.
It's playing well, but they have given up a great amount of points to the Ravens, who were starting a practice squad running back for the first time.
And one of the better quarterbacks that just beat the best quarterback. So, okay.
And then they gave up.
He had 2 different games, though. He had a hell of a game against Kansas City, and he had a below average game against the Raiders. But like Brenton's saying, it's week 2. There's no need to crown anybody now. You can say,
and by the way, the Chiefs,
the Bills are going to be fucking good, and we know.
Yeah, and the Chiefs are still going to be good.
Implode. And the Chiefs are going to be good, and the Ravens are going to be good.
But the Chiefs defense needs to watch out because it's not as good as people thought it was going to be, and not as good as last year.
Worst red zone defense in the NFL last year. Worst red zone defense in the NFL last year. And this year, 8 trips to the red zone in 2 games for their opponents, 8 touchdowns. Worst red zone defense in the NFL this year, and the worst red zone defense in the NFL last year. And this year, in 2 weeks, their opponents have had 8 trips to the red zone, and all 8 have turned out to be touchdowns. You get to the 15 against Kansas City, you're going to probably score.
And they don't really care because they could probably just get their guy. We'll get the ball back to fucking Mahomes faster. That's what they think. The Browns' defense has been as disappointing. They're not as. I mean, they're better on paper than they've been playing. They should be annihilating people, and they're not.
Jarvis Landry got put on IR too, so he's out at least 4 weeks.
But we don't know if Beckham's coming back this week. He should.
Yeah,
because they just cut a guy at receiver a few days ago.
Yeah, I would expect him to be back this week.
Great preseason.
Their running game is solid, though. Their running game is a fucking nightmare on both ends.
No, they're good.
One guy goes down, the other guy's great. I mean, their running game is fucking ridiculous.
It's a factory over there. They're like the Broncos. They're just running the ball. You can hand anybody the ball, they're going to get a fucking 1,000 yards. All right, so then lay it down for me. What do we? Oh, so you have to figure out what it's going to be later on.
I have to figure out what it's going to be later on, and
But we like those.
But I'll tell you what it is without the Raiders.
Okay.
$50 without the Raiders would be $3.75
Okay, and that's for which games again? Just so we can have.
That's Arizona -7, Cincinnati +3, Broncos on the money line, and Rams +1.5.
All right.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Question: do you like the Ravens over the Lions more than the Raiders over the Dolphins?
I mean, the Ravens.
What's that spread?
It's another big spread. It's 8,
Yeah.
and the Ravens are traveling. That's another game you could throw on the money line just to make money. But I could see the Ravens having a letdown game after beating Kansas City.
And I could see the Lions having a reverse effect where they played pretty well against, Green Bay. They were up 17-14 into the second quarter, so that's a moral victory. You get a little bit of that, but so I don't know. I would
stick with the Raiders.
Okay.
Me too. I can't believe.
But I do like the money line of that. I do like I agree with you, Hurl. I like the money line on that because I think there's no way the Ravens lose that game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points on the road, though.
Let's throw that.
And a short week, and a shorter week, a little bit of a shorter week for them.
Right.
But actually, for both of them.
No, both of them. The Lions played on Monday.
Yep.
So if I add the Ravens in on the money line at -400, that jumps us up to $481.51.
All right. I mean, it's not bad.
So then I will throw in that Raiders game when they list it, and I'll post that. I'm sure we're looking at probably the largest payout in the history of What's the Odds.
Good. It was a rough gambling week in week 2, so I need a good week 3.
You had a good DraftKings lineup going there before the late afternoon hammer.
I did, and then I ended up losing $100. So I was in like the top 700 of like 200. When
you texted me, you were in 138th place.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I was killing it.
And then you just, much like everything else.
And I made some good calls for you. You had I called Derrick Henry. I called Mike Evans. I missed pretty hard on Miles Sanders. I was disappointed. I thought they would run the ball more.
And I had George Kittle in way too many lineups.
Yeah, but now's not the time to give up on George Kittle.
Yeah, true.
No.
For sure.
I just think they need to get their quarterback situation a little more figured out.
Garoppolo's playing well. What do we have to figure out? He's playing well.
I think there's always that shadow of homeboy behind them, much like in Chicago. So,
I think that's a longer leash than Chicago, but
a little bit.
I think
they want to win now. With that defense, they want to win now. Teebs, do you want to plug any dates as our guest? Obviously, Sunday.
I had a couple things I want to plug real quick, and I'm gonna do a quick ad, and then this Sunday night, the 26th, early show, 6 p.m. doors, 7 p.m. show starts. So come out Sunday night, Market Lounge and Comedy Club. Me, Steve Renazizi, main room, 400 seaters, should be pretty fucking packed and pretty good. So get your tickets. Steve will blast it, or I'll blast. I've been checking my social media. I've been blasting where you can get tickets. This Sunday night, early show, you'll be back in time before 10 p.m. to yell at your kids. Do not listen to Punch Drunk. Do not listen to my podcast. I am the piano player on the Titanic. Do not listen to my podcast. But feel free to go ahead and get my album, Covidia, anywhere you get your music or any comedy albums. And I want to do a quick ad if I could. A lot of people, you go on to guests on people's podcasts, they got all the ads they got to do, but I feel like enough guests don't have their own ads. So I'd like to do a quick ad. So thank you to our good friends at Pillows. You guys, all of us have had a really rough couple of years, and a lot of us have lost a lot of good friends. And
a couple of great years, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. But with the pandemic, it's so hard to go to funerals. It's hard to, you don't know what to do with the body. But thanks to our good friends at Pillows, they have found a way to turn the ashes of your loved one into a very comfortable pillow.
What
use the code Lucas Hurls Podcast, and you'll get 20% off of your first pillow made out of the ashes of your loved ones. So thank you to our good friends at Pillows. And now play that jingle. Use the code Lucas Hurls Podcast.
Can we back up for a second, since we're talking about dead loved ones and having them close to your body? Did I hear correctly that Aaron Jones had the ashes of his father with him while he was playing Monday night?
Yeah,
lost it,
and he lost it
Monday night, and then a trainer found it at 1:30 in the morning. So some sort of trainer was just up and down and probably looking everywhere Aaron Jones was on his phone and found it at 1:30 in the morning. Why are you playing tackle football with your father's ashes around your neck?
That wouldn't have happened if he had a dead ash pillow. He would have had his dad right where he belonged.
If he'd have gone to Pillows and used the code Lucas Hurls Podcast, he would have actually not only got 20% off, but would be able to sleep right next to his father every single night.
I have two questions for you. For you. Number one, how much money did Pillows give you to do this ad, which is not supposed to be done on our podcast? It's our podcast. And number two,
Mattress Mac is not going to be happy.
And number two, he's our main sponsor. So we can introduce you to Mattress Mac, and you can. But number two, and I don't even know why I'm asking this.
I go for it.
Hypothetically, you didn't have a dead relative. Could you buy a pillow with someone else's dead relative's ashes and use that? Like, do you just have pillows?
I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say yes.
Like, if you just started frying up like John Does and homeless people that died and just stuffed their ashes into pillows with people, and you could just tell them that it's like their dad or whatever, and
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of ways these people can scam people or whatever. But, you can unzip the pillows, look in there, and definitely tell it's your fucking grandmother or whatever.
I'll be at the Milwaukee Improv this weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a lot of,
one show Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. MilwaukeeImprov.com for tickets. And then, of course, on Sunday, I'll be with our boy here, Jayson Thibault, at the Market in Valparaiso, Indiana. And then Monday, we're playing at a beautiful golf course in South Bend, Indiana. And then I'm driving back to the airport and going home then. Next month, though, I will be in Phoenix, Arizona, middle of October. That's like 15th, 16th, whatever that weekend is. I want to get that out. 14th, 15th, 16th. One night at Stand Up Live, 2 nights at Copper Blues in Scottsdale. And then the following weekend, I'll be back in Wisconsin at the at Appleton, Wisconsin, at the Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton, Wisconsin. Tickets will be on my website at the end of the day. That is it. You guys have any thing you want to plug, Jason? I mean, Lucas, Breton, you guys have any dates?
Ohio in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, the Wheeze Tour.
Yes, I'll be in Iowa, headlining a weekend there. I think it's October 20th and 21st. And then Comedy Store tonight.
If anyone knows any good places to eat in Milwaukee, let me know. I've never been there before, so. That is the podcast for this week. Thank you very much for listening. Please tell other people about it. We'd like to get a little bit bigger than we are, but we appreciate your generous support. Thank you, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Go Bills.
Bills.